Hello, welcome to Chris's Beer Reviews. How are you? Hope you're all well. Who have we got in the room? Saying nobody at the moment. Bad timing to do a beer review tonight, wasn't it? Apparently England are playing tonight, and there I am doing a beer review when England are playing football. Kenny was in. Kenny says, Kenny did say, you still in, Kenny? Got my beer and I'm in my recliner. What a great place to be, in your recliner. Fantastic. And you've got beer as well. What beer are you drinking? Scott, always a lovely Scott entrance, you prick. How you doing, Scott, you prick? Hope you're well as well. What a shit time to pick to do a live, isn't it, really, when England are playing football? They're only playing San Marino, aren't they? Are they playing San Marino? Who wants to watch that shit? I really don't watch internationals unless it actually is the World Cup or the Euros. I generally don't watch the internationals. I am a football fan, but internationals I get a bit bored of internationals. And like I said, unless it actually is a tournament. Mike, how are you? Hope you're doing well. So apparently there's now 6 people watching. So who are you? 6? I've only got 3 on my comments. Who else is joining in then? And has anybody got football on in the background? Kenny is drinking a Breckenridge Amber Ale. Never heard of that. Breckenridge Amber Ale. Any good? Is it a nice one? And my lovely little niece is in the house, Arabella, using my sister's account. Hi, Uncle Chris. Hi, Arabella. How are you? Are you watching the football? I take it Mum and Dad are watching the football. Travel and Brews, how are you? Good evening to you. Anybody else having a beer on a Monday evening? I haven't got work tomorrow, which is why I decided to do two big beers, as I'm not working tomorrow. But yeah, just picked the wrong night to do it, really. I'll tell you what I'm drinking at the moment is that. Someone tell me how good the picture quality is, because when I did my live a week ago, I watched it back when I watched a couple of minutes and it was awful. The internet was awful and I looked like a character out of Minecraft. Everything looked like squares. So I've turned off everything that is connected to the internet tonight. I've turned off all the Alexa devices that we've got. I've told the kids to use the data on their phones and not the Wi-Fi. But I am upgrading my Wi-Fi. I've upgraded it. I'm just waiting for it all to be installed at the end of the month, and hopefully that'll be a lot quicker. Travel and Brews had 2 cans and now chilling. What 2 cans did you have, Travel and Brews? What did you have? Doing good, Tommy. Got my 3rd Faith poured and a few more chilling. Faith's a good beer, isn't it? Faith is a good beer. I like that one. David Wilson's in the house. How are you, David? I've just deleted your comment. Let me get back to that. There we go. Hi, all. Hi, David. How are you? Hope you're well. All good, Uncle Chris? Good. I'm glad you're all good, Arabella. What are you drinking, Arabella? What's your mum and dad drinking? I know what they'll be drinking. Watching it in 720 and it looks good, 240. It was dreadful. When I watched mine back the other week, I was just appalled at the quality and I was a bit embarrassed by it. So yeah, tonight I've switched everything off, absolutely everything possible. Kingfisher Wit Beer and a Hoegaarden. Kingfisher Wit Beer. Not had a Kingfisher Wit Beer, and Hoegaarden's all right. I don't mind a Hoegaarden. Have you had the Hoegaarden Cruise? I saw that for sale in an off-license yesterday, Hoegaarden Cruise, and I didn't pick it up. I had Hoegaarden on the PD and thought it was absolutely fucking dreadful on the PD. I'm really well, thanks, David, other than this cold sore on my lip that is healing, but every time I smile, which is quite rare that I smile, it splits, and it's really annoying. I get plagued with coleslaw. I don't get plagued with coleslaw. I get plagued with cold sores. I probably get sort of 3 or 4 a year. Horrible bloody things. Yeah, no doubt they are drinking beer, Arabella. They're definitely going to be drinking beer, aren't they? Hammertown Brewery, Lee Hamilton is a lovely man. Yeah, so that's what I was drinking. Sorry, I was going to talk about that, wasn't I? Just having a little beer before we get into the reviews. This is Hammerton, Panama. A gluten-free XPA, 4.3%, called Panama Creature. It's not bad beer. It's quite light, quite easy drinking, but bearing in mind I'm about to do 2 big 10%ers, thought I'd just have a little one to warm up on before we get on to the beer reviews. Arabella prefers Heineken. Yeah, Heineken's all right. It's not great, but if that's what you like, Arabella, that's what you like. You used to call them coleslaw when you were a kid. I did used to call them coleslaws when I was a kid. Yeah, that's just an example. It just shows that I've had them all my life, the old coleslaws, but I did call them that as a kid, coleslaw. But yeah, they're awful fucking things, coleslaws, aren't they? It's supposed to be when you're stressed, they come out. But even when I'm not stressed, I get them. They're bloody awful. Do not like them. He's become a good friend of mine. Lee Hamilton has. That's good to hear. Always good when you get friendly with a brewery, and when you become good friends, then that's really good, isn't it? That's good to hear. Aren't they down your way, Scott Hamilton? Are they down your way? What does it say on the can where they are? They are down your way, aren't they? No, they're not. It says they're in Islington. Who's near you then, Scott? There is a brewery near you, isn't there? But yeah, cool that you become friends with someone from a brewery. I like that. David Wilson on Lost and Found R42, very average IPA. Sometimes very average IPAs are right just for quick drinking, aren't they? Yep, they are from London. I'm sure there's a brewery down there, Scott and Wonders World. I can't remember what they're called. If it's not Hamilton, I can't remember what they're called. They make some right funky beers, but it's gone out of my head. Yeah, I've heard Heineken is great on the sub. Pure piss in a tin. Yeah, it is in a tin. But on the sub, a lot of people rate it. I think even on the blade, people like it as well, the Heineken on the blade. I like the sub as a machine, but I find the torps are too small. They're going to go so bloody quick. It's a bit of sediment in the bottom of that. Anyway, shall we have a look at the beers that we're going to review? Let me just pop that out the way. Let's have a look. I'm amazed there's 8 people in here watching, considering the football's on. I messaged someone else to drop to 7 now. I've said that. Who cares? But yeah, I just had no idea the football's on tonight. And then I messaged a friend of mine saying I'm live tonight. And they said, yeah, the football's on. Crap timing. Let's move that can out of the way. But not everyone likes football, do they? Not everyone's a football fan. So let's have a look at what we're doing. So we have got a couple of beers from Loch Lomond Brewery. And we have Pretty in Pink, which is a big raspberry sour. There it is. And this is a collab with Alpha Delta Brewery. I got sent these beers from Loch Lomond after I moaned about one of their Lidl's beers. They sent me some very nice beers indeed, and this is one of them. I say very nice. I've not tried them all. Now that's why you have 2 subs. Good plan, Mike. Good plan. Have 2 subs. It's all right. I knew what you meant. 2 subs is good, and they're reasonable money, aren't they, the subs? So here we've got Loch Lomond Pretty in Pink, big raspberry sour coming in at 10%, collab beer with Alpha Delta. And then the second one is a Loch Lomond Loch A Polly, and this is a 10% Kviek Triple IPA in a collab. It's a bloody light. Got the ring light on. Collab with Polly's. That should be interesting because Polly's make some cracking beers, do Polly's. So that would be interesting. So which one do we do first? The raspberry or the Kviek? What do we go for first? Whoever comments first as to which one, that's the one I'll open. Or I'm just going to crack on and open it. Well, open one. And I'm vying towards Pretty in Pink is what I'm aiming towards. Let's see if anyone says. So let's go with Pretty in Pink then. Lucky man, I got 0 response from Loch Lomond. You see, that I find a bit disappointing. And I think the only reason they responded to me is because I emailed them on my Chris's Beer Reviews email address, and I sent them the link to my YouTube channel. So I think that's the only reason they replied to me, is because I review beers, but I'm not a big reviewer. I haven't got thousands of subs. And they sent me a box of some delightful beers, but that's piss poor that they didn't respond to you, David. I don't like that. And as we go with David, then you were the first person to go first. That's what I said. So let's do the Kviek. My sister said a raspberry, but we're going to do the Kviek because David Wilson got there first. So let's crack on with the Kviek. Let's get this one open. My table's really wobbly. I've moved it. and I needed to put something under one of the legs to stop it wobbling, so apologies if the camera wobbles. But yeah, let's have a look at this Kviek 10% LOCH A POLLY from Loch Lomond and Polly's. Polly's make some great beers, so it'd be interesting to see how well they've teamed up with Loch Lomond on this. So let's get it in the interesting aroma. Let's get this one in. Let's have a look at her then. Well, there we go. Let's have a look at that. I'd imagine on your screen that might look a bit murky, but it's quite orange to me, and there is some sediment in the bottom. So I'm looking at myself on my screen. So I think I should be seeing what you're seeing, and that does look a bit murky on the screen. But in my hand, it's quite orange. Quite orange. It is hazy. Not super hazy, but it's definitely got haze, and it's definitely got some sediment and 0 head, but it's 10%. There's never going to be a head at that type of percentage. Let's have a sniff, everybody. Sniff away. Oh, very delicate aroma. It's the word delicate. Just a polite way of saying there's hardly any aroma. There is an aroma. It's sweet. Slightly sweet, slightly citrus. Like and subscribe. Let's help Chris build this channel up. That would be lovely. If you're not already subscribed, then definitely subscribe. But I think most people that are in the chat are subscribed. But give it a like, because if you give it a like, it does push it up in the YouTube algorithm. And if people want to watch lives and it pushes up, then that helps and people might see the channel. So yeah, do that. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. Big Sip, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. Good to see you back reviewing again. I know you had your month off of being dry for October. Well done on doing that, mate. That's a big achievement. I'm not convinced I could go dry for a whole month. So well done, mate. And I watched your review the other day. That was good stuff. You're more than welcome, David. So yeah, there's not a huge aroma on this 10%er, and I thought there would be for 10%. It's just got a sweet, delicate kind of fruit aroma to it. So let's see how it tastes. Cheers, everybody. Definitely yeasty. Definitely getting that Kviek yeast. Definitely getting that. Lovely. Get off. Fly. Good mouthfeel. Good strong mouthfeel. Definitely getting the 10%, but not in an offensive way. Yeah, really picking up on that yeastiness, and it's definitely got a spicy element to it. Really quite spicy at the back. On the front is quite fruity, quite stone fruit wise, quite peachy, which is rather pleasant. And then it really kind of develops into that kind of yeast finish, and it's quite pleasant. But it is made with Polly's, and Polly's do some cracking beers, and this is decent. It really is stone fruit like, peach, apricot, with a kind of herbal, spicy finish to it. Month dry, then caught COVID. That's a shitter, isn't it? Going a month dry and then getting COVID. Because I did notice you weren't, because I knew you were doing the staying dry for October. What's the phrase called for staying dry in October? So, no, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, and I thought you'd be bang on it on the 1st of November, Big Sip. I thought you'd be bang on it, and you weren't. That explains why. You had a dose of the COVID. Pardon me. Hey, Borman's in. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Evening, Chris. I've had a few of these birthday beers that have been pretty decent on the whole. Nice to see you in. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is really nice. Really, really nice. Sounds great. I love the Kviek style. In fact, I'd probably say this is probably one of the best Kviek beers I've had. I've had a few Kvieks and I wasn't massively impressed, but this one is actually really good. very impressive. The stone fruits are really good, nice sweet stone fruits on the front, the kind of the peach and the apricot. But then you get that lovely Kviek yeast sitting on the back, which is giving that kind of herbal and spiciness to the back of it. Really, really nice. Now, I could just keep drinking this quite happily, but I might run out of things to talk about because I'm not a big YouTuber. I haven't got lots of people commenting, and I notice when you watch things like Paul's beer reviews, Scott and Wander's World, etc., there's always loads of comments that they can kind of read the comments and talk about the comments, which creates conversation. I don't have that. Maybe I'm boring. I don't have a load of comments because there's only 8 of you in. But that is so nice. I don't want to move on to the raspberry yet, and I'm sure you probably do want me to move on to that, but that is lovely. The mouthfeel is superb. That 10% kind of feeling, you get it initially, but now the mouth's got used to it. I'm not really getting that 10%, but it's a lovely thick mouthfeel. Really, really nice. Very pleasant. I was thinking of a new feature for the channel today and maybe doing it on lives. I was thinking of doing a feature about going to a brewery and getting them to fill up a growler and then doing guess what's in my growler, or guess what style of beer is in my growler. That word growler kills me. But yeah, you can take what's called a growler to a brewery and they'll fill it up. So I thought about doing that as a feature. Guess what's in my growler feature. Sounds like porn, doesn't it? If you don't know what a growler is, and I'm sure you all do, I've got one down here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? I'm just disappearing while I grab my growler. Somewhere down here. There it is. Whoop. Jump back up on the stool. So yeah, that's a growler. This one's from Chiltern Brewery. And you can go to most breweries and they'll fill these up for you, and it works out quite cheap. So I was thinking about doing a guess what's in my growler feature. What do you feel about that? Sound any good? David, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in. Great channel. If you don't know of David's channel, I've had worse. Fantastic channel, great beer reviewer. He does some cracking reviews, so go and check out David as well. I'm all good, mate. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Have you ordered any beer advent calendars? No, I haven't. I've seen Aldi are doing a fucking advent calendar with all their rubbish beers. But no, I generally don't order an advent calendar because I'm a bit fussy and a bit picky, but I'm not averse to it. Have you? Have you got one? Pete Wickens, you're in the house. How are you, Pete? With the raspberry one, I'm going to get onto the raspberry one in a minute, mate. How are you? You all right? Beer advents. Yes, let's talk about beer advents. Yeah, talk about it then, Big Sip. What are your thoughts on beer advent calendars? I know Brewdog certainly do a big one, don't they, every year? And I think I don't know if you get a discount on them if you're one of these so-called Brewdog kind of, what they called, shareholder type things. Growler idea sounds great. Yeah, I thought it was a reasonably good idea, Mike. I'm glad you agree with me, so I probably will do that. David, growler idea sounds good. Perhaps get the wife to go in. So I have no idea. Now that is a good idea, David. That is a very good idea. Thought, as I saw that comment, I thought you were going to say get the wife in on the video. She's more than welcome to come in on the videos. I've done a couple with the wife, but yeah, that's a really good idea. I'll get her to go in. I've got a couple of breweries near me. I've got Tring Brewery near me. I've got Chiltern Brewery near me. I've got Mad Squirrel Brewery near me, which make amazing beers, the Mad Squirrel. And they've got quite a few beers on tap. So yeah, I might send the wife in to Mad Squirrel. That is a cracking idea, David. I will do that. And let's see if I can guess what type of style it is as well. But back to this Loch Lomond. That's really nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, that is good. The mouthfeel is fantastic. For a 10%er, that mouthfeel is perfect. Absolutely spot on. I've got a Kalia. Is that how it's pronounced? Kalia? German bottle advent calendar from Amazon. That's not a bad shout. Had a voucher, so it ain't cost me a penny. Bonus. That's always a bonus, isn't it, when you get something for nothing? I'll have to look that one up, because German bottle beers as an advent calendar, I could run with that. I could definitely run with that. And talking of pronunciation, I've been saying Kviek. Apparently that's not the right pronunciation. I looked it up before I came online. Apparently it's, oh, now I've forgotten it. Kviek. Kviek is how it's supposed to be pronounced, not Kviek. Kviek. V-I-K-E. With a K on the front. Kviek, apparently. But I always say Kviek, and I think a lot of other people do as well. But Kviek is apparently the right pronunciation. Oh, pardon me. Beer 52, one arrived. Enjoyed the mix last year. Have a Sierra Nevada one on order too. Oh yeah, the Sierra Nevada could be good. That could be good. Beer 52, have you got a Beer 52 subscription, David? I used to have, and I just got really peed off with 330ml cans all the time. And they went through a phase of the beers weren't particularly good either. But yeah, I can imagine Beer 52 might do a reasonable advent calendar. So yeah, you'd have to let me know how that one goes. But this is nice. I want to finish it. I don't want to move on to the raspberry until I finish this, because that is really, really good. I don't know how much that is on Loch Lomond's website. I think it's probably going to be in the £5 region, the LOCH A POLLY in collab with Polly's, funny enough. But that is decent. That is very, very decent. I'll read you out what's on the back of this one, because it's actually on the same of all, pretty much all 6 that I got from them. It says 10 beers for 10 years, so it's birthday beers. We never need an excuse to create a new beer, but as this is our 10th year of brewing, we thought we'd go a little further and create 10 new beers to celebrate our 10 great years. 10 great beers brewed of 10 great friends. So yeah, they're birthday beers, as Bullman said earlier as well. Happy birthday to us. Thank you to Polly's Brewery for working with us on this beer. Yeah, I'm glad they did. There's another one sitting right here. That's one of their birthday beers. And this one's in collaboration with Atom Brewing. It's called Waiting for the Rain, which is an 11% Imperial Stout. Gonna save that one. I'm a bit off Imperial Stouts at the moment. A little bit off them. Looking forward to the raspberry one as I've had it. Ooh, I'm glad you've had it, mate. Did you review it? Have you reviewed any of their birthday beers? This is nearly gone. We're getting there, and you're giving me things to talk about in the comments, which is amazing as well. I do. My thing is drinking new beers, and very rarely do they supply beers I've had before. So, yeah, that's handy, isn't it? Whereas I did find with Beer 52, there were also some beers that were available in the supermarkets, and it worked out cheaper getting them in the supermarkets. Although someone did gift me a whole Beer 52 box about a month ago. I think it was their Chicago box, and I've still got a lot of those. So I might do a live and literally see how many of those Chicago beers I can get through before I can't take any more. But yeah, I just got fed up with the 330s and the fact that they were including beers in there that you could get in a supermarket. But it's a good intro to craft beers, Beer 52, and it's not overly expensive either. That is so good. That is so good. There's quite a bit of sediment in the bottom of there. But you want to see the raspberry, don't you? Should we crack on with the raspberry? I've only got a mouthful left in there. Let's crack on with the raspberry, because I love a sour. If you follow my channel, you know I love a sour. But to be fair, I haven't done a sour for quite a while. And we're moving into the winter months as well, aren't we? So am I likely to do many sours in the winter months? Maybe not. Let's have a quick vape. And I need to catch up with some comments. I've missed some. How have I missed that? Fuller's have an advent calendar for 63 quid thinking about it. Oh, you see, I might need to change my thoughts on the advent calendar, because Fuller's are cracking. And I know Fuller's are owned by Assai now, but Assai have left Fuller's to it, which is so good to see. That Assai have just said to Fuller's, we know you make good beer. You crack on making good beer. We'll just fund it. Fuller's advent calendar. 63 quid as well. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Could be tempted with that. Enjoyed the mix here. We've done that comment. I do my thing is drinking new beers and very rarely. Yeah, we've had that comment, haven't we? Yeah, I reviewed the raspberry, the tablet one, and the LOCH A POLLY. Why haven't they come up on my YouTube then? I'm subscribed to your channel, but I haven't seen those pop up. Otherwise, I'd have watched them. Maybe not the LOCH A POLLY and the raspberry, because I knew I was going to do them live. But I would have watched the tablet one, because I don't plan on reviewing that. I'll have a look. Definitely have to have a look. Have you tried the Bacchus Framboise Raspberry beer from Sainsbury's? Yes, I have. I picked some up a few weeks ago and it's delicious. I agree, Mike. It is delicious. I really like the Bacchus beers, and the raspberry beer is fantastic. They make great beers. They really do. I enjoy the Bacchus. Every now and then I do pick one up in Sainsbury's. I think they're not just in Sainsbury's. I think they're in Asda and Tesco's now. I'm going to have another mouthful of this one. It's too good. I am well, Pete. How are you? Anyone near a Fuller's pub? They have a promotion on tomorrow. Can buy 3 drinks for £1. Yes, I am right near a Fuller's pub. Oh my God, I'm off to Fuller's pub tomorrow. There is one that is literally a 10-minute drive from me, and it's right on a canal, and it's so picturesque. £1.76 each. Damn it. Is my wife working tomorrow? I'm trying to see the calendar from here. I can't see it. If my wife's not working tomorrow, I'm off to the pub. That'd be cracking. I had a Flavorly box in the past, but not sure about a subscription to a particular supplier. Well, on the subscription front, I will open this raspberry beer in a minute, people, I promise. On the subscription front, David, if you can get a subscription with someone that does a variety of beers from different breweries, they're fine. I've got a subscription with a brewery that I'm thinking about cancelling because the beers are the same every single month. There's not really been any new ones in it for a long time. Some of the beers that are in it, I look at the date on the bottom and they've been in the can almost a year. So from a particular brewery, from an actual brewery, no. But if you go to a company that sells lots of different craft beers and does a subscription, then that might be okay. But from a brewery, one brewery only, no, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. The one is Tesco's near me is a cherry one. Yeah, the cherry one's good as well. I used to know a woman that played the Guess What's in My Growler. Yeah, I've had a few women that I didn't even guess what was in their growlers. It's an amazing word, growler, isn't it? And most people know it's a derogatory word for a woman's lady parts. But there is a reason why beer growlers are called beer growlers, and I'm not going to share it with you. I'm going to save it until I do that feature and explain why beer growlers are called beer growlers, because it's really interesting as to why. So don't go Googling it. Don't go having a look before I do that feature. Just don't do it. Right, let's crack on. Yeah, that was funny. Let's crack on and do the raspberry, because I know that's what we're waiting for. So there it is. With Alpha Delta Brewery, and Alpha Delta Brewery makes some good beers as well. Pretty in Pink, big raspberry sour, 10%. I love sours, absolutely love sours. And if it doesn't make me want to suck my cheeks in, it ain't any good in my mind. It's got to literally pull the inside of your mouth apart. Love a good sour. Looking good. Looking good. Let's move that up. Comments are in the way. Now it looks decent. It looks like a sour. Again, the lighting and whatever, that probably looks absolutely dreadful on your screen, doesn't it? But for me, again, it's got like a deep orange to it. No head. Sours generally don't hold a head anyway. But that might look a bit peach coloured on your screen. But to me, it's real like an orangey, super hazy. I can't even see through that. I cannot see my fingers through that. That looks quite immense. This has got to suck the cheeks in. If it doesn't suck the cheeks in, it ain't good. Again, on the back of this, it says exactly the same as what's on that can, to be quite honest. Yeah, it does. exactly the same. So I won't read it out. Has anyone ever been up to Loch Lomond in Scotland? I need to go to Scotland. It's such a beautiful country. And I have been to Scotland. I've been to Edinburgh. I used to work for a bank, and I used to travel with the bank. I was a trainer across all their call centres, and it was HSBC I worked for many years ago, and they had a big call centre up in Edinburgh, and I used to have to go up there for 6 weeks at a time. And Edinburgh was fantastic. From my hotel window, I could see mountains, and I could hear the local Edinburgh Zoo. It was fantastic. I need to go up to Scotland. But anyway, let's see how this sniffs. Again, another one that's not big on aroma. Oh, I'm struggling to get anything out of that aroma. Are you still in, Bullman? Are you still watching? Be interesting to see what aroma you got, because there's very little aroma. I've got an itchy nose. Sorry about scratching my nose on camera. That's a bit rude, isn't it? I get yeast. Definitely, it's got a yeastiness to it on the aroma. I can't get raspberry for love nor money off that aroma. I really can't. There's something there, but I can't tell you what it is. I cannot tell you what that aroma is. There's something there, but pulp. It's fruit pulp. It's some kind of fruit pulp, which is probably raspberry pulp. But yeah, other than that, it's not a huge amount going on. Let's crack on. Let's see how this tastes. Let me just look at this comment. Arabella asked if she could try that one. What, the pretty in pink? She's more than welcome. Stick her in a taxi. Send her over. Yeah, I'm glad you're still here, Borman, because all I am getting is a pulp. Now you've put lemon on there. Let me see if I can find lemon. And I won't say it's there if I can't get it. But I can't. I get a raspberry pulp, like raspberry all smashed down into a pulp is what that gives me. And it is there. It's starting to develop the raspberry. I'm not getting lemon, but raspberry and lemon could be a good one. She said, "Yay, cool. Send her in a taxi. I'll save her some." All right, let's crack on. Let's see how this one tastes. Delighted to be getting stuck into this one. Cheers. Oh yes, boy. Oh yes. Woo. Oh. Yeah, I haven't done a sour for ages. Oh, I miss sours. Oh, that is delightful. Oh, it does suck your cheeks. It dries your mouth out instantly. Literally just dries your mouth out. Bloody fly. Where do these flies keep coming from? Oh. That 10% is there. But again, like the Kviek, it's not offensive. And it literally sucks your cheeks in. It's lovely. It's got a lovely, the yeasty Easters, lovely raspberry is immense. It's not pure fresh type raspberries, but it's got a lovely raspberry hit to it. There are quite dries your mouth out. Even my teeth have gone dry. That is proper. It's not that big, mate. It's not that big at all. Oh, no, Arabella, lots of love. I know I keep saying Dimar and I say Arabella. That's because it's my niece. She's on my sister's account. Love you, Arabella. See you soon. Come over for some raspberry. You'll love it. Currently working at Fuller's Brewery. You want anything picked up? Yes, whatever you can pick up. Pick it up. That's amazing that you're working there, mate. What are you doing at Fuller's Brewery? That's fantastic. Haven't you worked there before? Did you say you'd worked there before? Can't remember. Oh, but it's sour. Oh, that's good. Get the 10%. You get the yeasty esters. You get the raspberry flavour. And there's also It's a poxy little fly. I can't get it. A slight type of, this is going to sound quite strange, like almost a balsamic vinegary element to it, which isn't uncommon in decent sours, to have a kind of a vinegary, almost balsamic. And high-end balsamics vinegars are something special. The balsamics that you buy in supermarkets are okay, but high-end ones offer a whole different taste experience, and it's got that. It's kind of got a vinegary, the yeastiness to it works really well, and the raspberry flavor is very, very good. I like that a lot. That's very good. And it's proper sour. It is a proper sour, and proper sours have that lovely yeasty element to them. Those lovely yeasty type esters. A decent sour has that. You get a lot of beers that are called themselves sours, and they are sour, yet they don't have that kind of yeast element to them. And all proper decent sours have that. The mouthfeel's fantastic. That is a cracking beer. Loch Lomond and name's gone out of my head, Alpha Delta, have done very, very well with that. And the beers that I've had in this box that Loch Lomond sent me have certainly restored my faith in Loch Lomond after that horrendous thing that they put in Lidl that I reviewed. Loch Lomond can brew a decent beer. They absolutely can brew a decent beer. There is on the flavour, there's a lemon to that. I didn't get it on the aroma, but it is in there on the flavour. That's cracking. That is two absolutely cracking beers. Absolutely cracking. Oh, I got a better Borman's comment. Yeah, this beer turned my face into my arse. Face puckering. It is, isn't it? It literally turns your face into an arse. That's fantastic. Great comment. Great comment, Borman. It does, doesn't it? But as you drink these, you know, when you take that first mouthful of these amazing sour, hello, knocking things off with my shoulder. When you have that first mouthful, they're the ones it's that first mouthful that it's got to turn your inside of your mouth into an arsehole, like you say, and that's amazing. But then as you carry on drinking it, you get used to it, and it's not as mouth puckering. That initial two mouthfuls was literally pulling all the moisture off even my teeth. But then as you carry on drinking it, it doesn't do it as much. But that's exactly what I want a sour to do. I want it to rip the inside of my mouth, suck it right in. And that does it. And it does it so well. I haven't been able to find a sour yet. Bloody Brexit has stopped most breweries from sending beer to Northern Ireland. Oh, mate, that's such a shame, Mike. That really is a shame, because there are so many fantastic sours out there. And they can be quite an acquired taste. A lot of people that drink beer and are quite staunch beer drinkers aren't a big fan of sours. But you find a decent sour and there's something special. And so I get it. Sometimes you just want to come in, drink a beer and feel like you've had a beer. I get that. And I'm the same. If I came in and I just wanted a beer, I wouldn't open a sour. I'd open a fairly decent beer. But yeah, just every now and then I really want a sour. And this just ticks all the boxes. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is a good sour. Would I call them beers? You can't really call them beers, but it's fantastic. Oh, it's so good. So good. It's such a shame Brexit has stopped breweries sending beer to Northern Ireland. I just think that's outrageous, isn't it? It really is. It's a shame. I've spoken to a couple of other people that are from Northern Ireland, and I've got no answer to it, Mike. It's just shit. And I know I spoke to someone in Northern Ireland that ordered beer from a brewery and eventually got it, but it was months. It took absolute weeks and weeks before they got it. And that's wrong, isn't it? Absolutely is wrong. We can still get Carlin and Foster's. It's funny though, isn't it? You can get Carlin and Foster's. What's that about? Because they're UK breweries. Yeah, that can get there. What's that all about? And even Northern Monk is getting hard to find. Shocking that, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. I haven't seen a salt beer apart from Denim for months. Denim's all right, to be fair. Denim's okay. But that's bad, isn't it? It really is poor. I feel for you, mate. I really do. I really do feel for you. I tend to drink lots of thirds in bars I go to, so always have a sour if available. Yeah, you've got to have a go. If you go to a bar and they've got sours on tap, got to be worth a go, isn't it? Got to be. At Mike Crow, try Galway Bay Brewery. I had a few in Belfast. They were pretty decent. Cool. Cheers, Bullman, for putting that in. Yeah, give them a go, Mike. See if you haven't already heard of Galway Bay Brewery, give them a punt. See what they can do for you. I've emailed a few breweries, but they won't even let me organise a courier because the paperwork is too hard. Oh, that's shit, isn't it? That is absolutely shocking. Shouldn't be like that, should it? Just shouldn't be that way. You're right next door. Right next door to England. There's a bit of water in between, but it's just bullshit. Brexit is bullshit. It really is. It frustrates me, really. It frustrates me a lot, actually. It really does. No need. But there you go, people. 2 cracking beers from Loch Lomond. There they are. Both, if I can turn them around the right way. I know my ring light is bouncing off these like Billy-O. But both very, very good beers from Loch Lomond, and which is great because I wasn't keen on Loch Lomond after that stuff they put in Lidl. But these ones they've sent me proves that they can make a decent beer. But what it also proves is they are absolutely driven down on cost, on ingredients, and everything else when the likes of Lidl go and approach them. Do I understand why they go and put beers in the likes of Lidl? Probably. But does it always, pardon me, give their brand a good reputation? I don't know. Think about that donkey. I don't know if you've watched pardon me, it's certainly repeating on me though. I don't know if you've watched my review of the Donkey Stone Stout. What was it called? What was that Donkey Stone Stout called? Madagascar. That was dreadful. It was off. The beer was completely off, and it exploded when I opened it. And I get Donkey Stone Brewery, a small brewery. They're trying to make a name, so they put some beers in Lidl. But by all accounts, they openly admitted that they sent beers out that were off. It's not good for them. Not good for their reputation. And Loch Lomond, they can clearly produce some good beers. So produce good beers. Don't lower yourself with Lidls, etc., and put in substandard beers, because you can clearly produce cracking beers. Simple as that. Cheers, Bullman. I've had a few of their beers. Oh, good. So you do know of them. That's great, Mike. I'm glad you know of them. I suppose I could drive to England and fill my boot with beer. You could do that, Mike. You definitely could drive to England and fill. God, look at my table shaking the camera. You could drive to England, couldn't you? But well, how much is a ferry over? But in its time as well, in its time. It's the ferry, it's the fuel. Yeah, difficult one. Difficult decision to make, that one, isn't it? Thomas, how are you? Glad to see you're in. I will send you some dates when I'm available, Thomas, to do an interview with Chris's beer reviews. Thomas sent me a message a week or so ago about doing an interview with him. Thomas does some cracking interviews with beer reviewers. So yeah, he has asked me if I do it, and I will do it. But what I'm crap at, Thomas, is nailing down a date. But I will do it with you, Thomas. That's for sure. Absolutely, I will. David saying hi to Thomas. Everyone should say hi to Thomas. David is saying hi back. Taking out the bottling plant and insulating a new machine. Sweet. I'll buzz you from the shop on Friday, mate. Cool. Yeah, I am at work on Friday. What am I on Friday? Am I on an early or a late? I'm off. I'm on a late. I start work on Friday at 1, but I can answer my phone. It's not a problem. I can answer my phone. Yeah, ring me, mate. Ring me. I'm delighted that you're working at Fuller's. That's fantastic. And as you like a beer yourself as well, what a great experience to go and work in such a historic, because Fuller's is a historic brewery down in Fulham. That's fantastic. No worries, Thomas. I will buzz you. I will ping you a message with some dates. It just takes me forever. So don't think I'm ignoring you, Thomas, if I don't reply to you about a date. Just ask anyone. Ask Pete. Pete's one of my friends. Sometimes I never reply to him for days, if not weeks. I'm just shit at it. Just shit. Will do. Cool. Cheers, Pete. Appreciate that. This year's Fuller's Vintages in bottles. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's in Waitrose, isn't it? This year's vintage. And that's something I need to go. Bloody fly. I can't get that fly. I need to get to a Waitrose. I've never done a Fuller's Vintage. And I don't know why. Never have I had a Fuller's Vintage. But I know their new one out is in Waitrose. So I've got to go and get it. Oh, that's a great sour. That's fantastic. Excellent. Right. There we go, people. I'm all done. Reviewed 2 cracking beers from Loch Lomond. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would definitely crack on with sorting out the what's in my growler thing I've thought of for the channel. I will do that. I'll send the wife in. I'll probably start the first one with Mad Squirrel Brewery, because they're a fantastic brewery and they're only down the road from me. So I will get the wife to go in there. There is a can of beer in my beer fridge that me and the wife are going to review as well. So that's coming up on the channel at some point soon. As much as my wife, I have to drag her into these beer reviews. I'm sure she secretly likes it. So I'll get her on for that one as well. It's a certain type of beer, and it makes sense when I do the live about why she's joined me on that one. But yeah, so that's coming up. The what's in my growler feature, that's definitely going to come up. Probably going to do those live. I don't know whether to do it as a live feature or just a normal video, but that's definitely going to happen. What's in my growler, I definitely do that. Months. What did I miss? You've been working there for months. Thank you very much. Catch you another day. You will indeed, David. Thank you so much for dropping in. Pete, take care, mate. Call me Friday. We need to hook up anyway, Pete. It's been way too bloody long. We need to hook up. I'm all done, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know the football's been on tonight, and I appreciate the people that have come in and watched tonight. I would certainly get some more lives on the go. I love doing the lives. It doesn't matter to me about numbers. I just enjoy doing it. So yeah, I'll be back. Kenny, mate, thank you very much for joining. You've been here right from the start. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy my reviews. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you watching, Kenny. Pete, we defo do, Pete. We do, and we never seem to kind of sort it out, do we? But we should. Thomas, goodbye, mate. And yeah, to everybody that watches my channel, I am massively grateful. Everyone that tunes in for these, also seriously grateful. I will see you all on another one soon. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye now. End.